for every 100 students that starts high school, only 25 actually achieve their 4-year degree. If 75% of the kids are dropping out before they achieve a 4-year degree, and we as Fortune 100 companies are only looking at that 25%, as a collective, not as individual companies, but as a collective, we have the power to actually make change. It's not too soon to start to really skill them up. And as they're moving from high school to their next step, we have to give them more options than just college or nothing. So CareerWise is a youth apprenticeship initiative. Generally speaking, it's a 3-year model starting in the junior year of high school. So we're recruiting sophomores and as they're moving into their junior year, and it's a very occupation specific experience. So you don't just go in as an intern in the human resources department. You go in as a human resources associate, or you go into the technology department as a junior coder or a cybersecurity apprentice. And the young person gets exposure in some of the cutting edge technologies that these companies are looking at, as well as very, very specific skills that the supervisor is charged with skilling the young person up in. So it's a very kind of formulaic way of training these young people. And so instead of waiting for the kids to drop out and catching them and putting them back in, we're trying a measure that will keep the kids in school, have them reach their credential with a skill set, and then move on with intention, either into post-secondary college or university or into a job. And we graduated our first class of apprentices last year. We had 2 young women at JP Chase, and I remember them. They were, I went to their school to help the young people apply. This is our first cohort. And I remember these 2 young women very, very well. They were putting their resumes together, and I was sitting right across the table from them. And at the end of their apprenticeship last year, they both got offers from JP Chase. They both literally fell off their chair and started crying. To me, kind of just synthesized how important this experience is for young people who in high school are so confused and misdirected or just not knowing what they were going to do next, and giving them a focus. And those are the stories that are just like, they give me like tremendous hope that, and it shows you what the workplace can do for these young people that the school and sitting in school all day cannot do. I don't think you can do that without a model like apprenticeship. It's just like the length of the apprenticeship, the kind of relationship that is, I think, garnered over time. It's not a 6-week gig where it's like, okay, see you later, nice to know you. But it's 3 years where this young person gets embedded in the company and on the team that they're working with. By the time the apprenticeship is over, these companies don't want to lose them. And so they make these kinds of offers which are pretty spectacular. And it doesn't preclude college. It means that, okay, you can go to college part-time or go to college in a year or 2 when you're really ready for that next step. We're saying when they do go to college, they go with intention. And whether that's right out of high school, a year or 2 after high school, I know now I am a junior coder and I'm really good and I want to become a software engineer or an architect. I need to go to college for that. That's what I think is the magic of apprenticeship. And, in our second year, we're about to graduate our second class, and the numbers that we're seeing of potential offers from the companies is quite spectacular. And that's only our second class coming out. So I feel like we're on a pretty good track.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anny Pimentel. I was a CareerWise New York apprentice. I was part of the first cohort, which was the first cohort ever. I joined in 2019 and I joined JP Chase, amazing company. So I was part of the CareerWise program for 3 years. I graduated this past July. I actually started a full-time role here at JP supporting the CareerWise program as a program manager. So it's been great. After graduating my apprenticeship this past July, I decided to put college on hold till I was ready to go back again and take a full-time role. And my degree is something I want, but for the moment, I just put it on pause till I was ready again. I think that when I joined this program, my mentality in regards to careers and work changed, because as I was growing up, to me it was presented that it was only one pathway. You graduate high school, you go to college, then you get a job related to whatever you studied in college right after. And this opportunity showed me that's not true. There's not only one pathway, and even if you do something different, it doesn't mean that you're going to be any less successful.